Have you ever heard of the unique nomadic communities around the world? Among them, there are places where people only bathe a few times throughout an entire season. Yet, there are also communities where the current wife is the one who chooses the next wife for the same man. In some other regions, men are required to maintain absolute fidelity, while women are allowed to have multiple romantic relationships. Without keeping you waiting any longer, let's dive into this exploration right now. Number 1. The Kings Without Thrones on the Prairie. First of all, when it comes to the nomadic lifestyle, the most familiar name is undoubtedly Mongolia. Few people know that around 12,000 years ago, all of humanity on Earth lived in a nomadic manner. Back then, humans moved continuously to hunt and gather to sustain their lives. However, while most of humanity has settled down, built cities, high-rise buildings, and lives connected to the internet, even today, nearly one-third of Mongolia's population continues to maintain a nomadic lifestyle almost unchanged from their ancestors during the cool time of Genghis Khan. In the Mongolian steppe, where winter temperatures can drop to minus 40 degrees C, the concept of wealth is not tied to money or bank accounts. Instead, a family's wealth is measured by the 5 livestock, which includes 5 types of animals: horses, sheep, goats, yaks, and Bactrian camels. A family considered well-off typically owns around 200 to 500 livestock. Horses help them travel, sheep provide meat, goats supply milk, yaks are used for transporting goods, and camels serve as transport in the desert. While in many places, people ask each other about their monthly income, here, the familiar question is whether the livestock are healthy this year. An essential part of nomadic life is the gear tents. At first glance, these white tents may seem simple, but they are actually a highly effective form of mobile architecture. A gear can be completely dismantled in just 2 hours and easily loaded onto the back of a camel or a truck. However, upon entering the tent, there are unwritten rules that outsiders must pay special attention to. For instance, one must never step on the threshold. Mongolians believe that the threshold is where the spirit of the home resides, and stepping on it is considered a serious act of disrespect. Additionally, the tent's door is always oriented towards the south to welcome sunlight and avoid cold winds from Siberia. Inside the tent, dried cow dung is used as fuel for cooking and heating. Although it may sound unclean, the smoke from cow dung has a distinctive dry grass scent and is very effective at repelling insects. Some families even stockpile dried cow dung from the summer to last through the long winter. However, the freedom of this lifestyle comes with many risks. The Dud disaster, also known as White Death, is a constant fear for nomads. After prolonged dry summers, harsh winters can lead to the death of large numbers of livestock due to the cold. In 2010, a major natural disaster resulted in the death of over 10 million livestock, equivalent to nearly a quarter of Mongolia's total herd at that time, leaving thousands of families devastated. By early 2024, as temperatures continued to drop to minus 50 degrees C, Mongolian authorities reported that over 2.1 million animals had died from the cold. As a result, many people were forced to leave the steppe, moving into cities to live in slums and becoming climate refugees in their own homeland. Moreover, living in nomadic tents presents its own challenges. Without fixed toilets, they must dig outdoor holes and create temporary shelters. When strong winds arise, everything becomes very inconvenient. Bathing is also not straightforward. In summer, some people may bathe outdoors, while in winter, they mainly just wipe down, as bathing in cold weather can be life-threatening. Many believe that nomads have a strong body odor due to infrequent bathing, which is true to some extent. However, in return, they are renowned for their genuine hospitality. When meeting Mongolian nomads, you can offer sweets or food, but it is best not to give cash right away. For them, respect and goodwill can sometimes hold more value than money. Number 2, the Kazakh eagle hunters. Most of us tend to marry first and then think about having children, but for the Kazakh people, this order is completely reversed. In their traditional view, a couple is only considered truly married when the woman is pregnant or has given birth. Until then, their relationship is not officially recognized by the community. Kazakh couples often meet through large gatherings, traditional festivals, or during long migrations. Once their feelings deepen, they will live together as if they were married. It is only when the woman becomes pregnant that both families will organize a wedding ceremony according to customs to formalize the relationship. In addition to their unique marriage customs, the Kazakh people have another very special cultural aspect. In their nomadic lifestyle, it is the herds of horses and camels that determine the timing of each migration. When the first cold winds blow down from the north, the livestock instinctively leave their familiar pastures in search of warmer lands. At this point, the Kazakhs have little choice but to quickly dismantle their tents, gather their cattle and goats, and follow the tracks of their four-legged guides. On average, they undertake about 4 to 6 major migrations each year. These migration routes are often remembered through oral tradition rather than maps or modern GPS devices. Their mode of travel is also an interesting blend of tradition and modernity. On the same journey, you might see hunters on horseback crossing the steppe, groups of young people hiking over rocky mountains, and even powerful motorcycles roaring to herd livestock across challenging terrains. Before each departure, the Kazakhs always perform a final milking of the goats. This ensures that both the mother goats and their kids are healthy for the upcoming journey. Following Islamic practices, all livestock slaughter is strictly in accordance with halal laws, meaning the animal must be swiftly and cleanly dispatched with a single cut to the throat, accompanied by a prayer to Allah. However, the most remarkable aspect of Kazakh culture, which has captivated many filmmakers from National Geographic, is the art of eagle hunting. This is not merely a pastime, but a survival skill that has been passed down through generations. Hunters ride horses on snow-covered slopes, carrying eagles weighing about 7 kgs, with wingspans of nearly 2 meters perched firmly on their arms. A well-trained eagle can hunt rabbits, foxes, and even small grey wolves in a single swift attack. To acquire such an eagle, a hunter must spend 3 to 4 years training it. They risk climbing steep cliffs to catch young birds, then personally care for, feed, and even sleep with the eagle to foster a bond. Once the eagle matures and serves for about 8 to 10 years, the hunter will hold a formal ceremony to release it back into the wild. This is seen as a way for the Kazakh people to express their respect and gratitude towards nature after many years of coexisting in the harsh Altai Mountains. Number 3, the tribe considers reindeer as their lifeline. Leaving the western region of Mongolia, we continue our journey northward, close to the Siberian border, where the Duka tribe resides. For the Mongolian steppe people, horses are considered the soul of life, while for the Duka, reindeer are at the center of all survival activities. Currently, the entire Duka community consists of only about 200 to 300 people, making them one of the smallest nomadic groups still existing in the world. Unlike the gear tents of the Mongols, the Duka live in conical tipi tents. This design allows them to easily move through the dense taiga forests, where the terrain is rugged and the trees grow thickly. The shape of these tents also helps snow slide off more quickly in winter, preventing the accumulation of snow that could collapse the tent roof. However, these tipi tents are quite modest in size, usually around 10 square meters. A space smaller than an average bedroom serves as the living area for the entire family. Nevertheless, upon entering, you will find everything arranged neatly and logically. Cooking utensils and bedding and clothing are all placed tidily on simple wooden shelves, making the most of the limited space. The life of the Duka is closely tied to their reindeer herds. Reindeer milk is used to make cheese. Their hides are crafted into warm coats, and antlers are utilized as medicinal materials. Even reindeer dung is not wasted. It is used as fuel in conditions where firewood is scarce. For them, nearly every part of the animal has practical value. An important ritual that takes place each of a year is the reindeer antler cutting ceremony. During this ceremony, the men hold the animal firmly and saw off its large antlers. It may sound frightening, but in reality, reindeer antlers are made of bone and will naturally shed at the end of winter. Cutting them early allows the Duka to harvest valuable medicinal materials to sell in China, providing them with a rare source of income. Notably, the Duka almost never eat reindeer meat unless the animal is very old or severely injured. For them, reindeer are companions and living assets, not merely a food source. Alongside their herding lifestyle, the Duka maintain their traditional spiritual beliefs. They follow shamanism, where a woman in the tribe can serve as a shaman. This individual uses ritual drums and colorful cloth strips to communicate with the spirits of nature. The Duka believe that trees, mountains, and even the land itself possess their own spirits. When talking about the Duka, one cannot overlook their unique marriage customs. When a young man wishes to propose, he must prepare a sky blue scarf symbolizing the eternal Guai sky to present to the girl's father. During the proposal, the bride's parents may stand up and leave, while the groom is required to stand and wait without sitting down. In some cases, the groom has to stand for over 15 minutes, just for the bride's family to change into their ceremonial attire. For the Duka, the longer the groom has to wait, the more it signifies the value of the bride. Only when the father accepts the scarf is the proposal considered successful, and everyone can raise their glasses in celebration. Number 4. The tribe where the first wife personally chooses the husband's concubines. In many parts of the world, living alone is a personal choice. However, for the Qashqai people in Iran, this is seen as an act against social order. In their traditional view, every adult has the responsibility to marry in order to maintain the community. Moreover, despite being Muslim, the Qashqai do not allow men to freely take multiple wives. A man can only marry another wife if his current wife approves. Notably, it is the first wife who takes the initiative to investigate, assess, and choose the second wife for her husband. In Qashqai society, the consent of the first wife is considered a key factor in maintaining family stability and avoiding internal conflict. The marriage rituals of the Qashqai also differ significantly from those of most other cultures. It is not the young man but rather his mother and sister, who play the roles of seeking and evaluating the future bride. They observe the girls in the area, assessing their skills in carpet weaving, work, ethic, and endurance during long migrations. Only when the women in the groom's family are satisfied and the young man himself has feelings for the girl, does the formal negotiation with the bride's family begin. Interestingly, the future bride is often the last to know about the wedding after both families have agreed on all terms. Next comes the nikah ceremony, which is the traditional Islamic marriage contract signing. This is the most formal ritual and is usually held at the bride's home. However, instead of lavish gifts, guests bring essential items for nomadic life, such as sugar, rice, fresh meat, or cash to support the young couple in their early days together. Following this is the official wedding ceremony. The Qashqai do not choose enclosed spaces, but hold the wedding on vast pastures where the entire tribe can come together to sing, dance, and participate in traditional games. During the bride's procession, the groom's mother places coins into the bride's and groom's garments, wishing for them to have a prosperous life with many children. In addition to their unique marriage rituals, the Qashqai also surprise many with their approach to religious practice. While they consistently assert their identity as Muslims and strictly adhere to rituals during weddings and funerals in their daily lives, they are quite flexible. The practice of praying 5 times a day or fasting during Ramadan is not observed as rigorously as in many other Muslim communities. Number 5, the Tuareg tribe, where women have multiple partners. In the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, stretching across Libya, Niger, and Mali, there exists a tribe hauntingly known as the ghosts of the desert, the Tuareg people. They are widely recognized as the blue people of the Sahara, a name derived from their indigo-dyed headscarves. Over years of use, the dye gradually seeps into their skin, creating a distinctive dark blue hue that gives the Tuareg a nearly unmistakable appearance. However, this unique exterior is not the most intriguing aspect. While in many Middle Eastern regions, women are often required to cover their faces. In Tuareg society, this role is assigned to men. From the age of 18, every Tuareg man is obligated to wear a long face-covering scarf known as the tagalmust. According to their beliefs, this scarf not only protects against the harsh sandstorms of the Sahara, but also serves as a spiritual barrier, preventing evil spirits from entering through the respiratory system. In contrast, Tuareg women do not need to cover their faces and are free to reveal their features while also holding rare social power. So what is that power? The answer may surprise many. Tuareg women are allowed to have multiple romantic relationships without facing any criticism from their families or communities. The Tuareg also have moonlit gatherings where men and women come together to read poetry, sing, and socialize. Afterward, a man may visit a young woman's tent to spend the night. The girl's family typically views this as a normal part of youth. The only rule is that the man must leave before sunrise. Moreover, Tuareg women hold the right to inherit property. Tuareg society is matrilineal, so upon marriage, the tent and livestock belong to the wife. If the marriage becomes unhappy, a woman can initiate a divorce at any time. In such cases, the husband must leave, nearly empty-handed, often taking only a camel to return to his mother's family. Clearly, the roles of men and women in Tuareg society are almost reversed compared to much of the world. In fact, Tuareg men are not allowed to eat in front of older women in the family or women with whom they do not have sexual relations, especially their mothers-in-law. Showing one's mouth while eating in front of these women is considered a serious disrespect. If they must eat together, they will cover their mouths with the tagelmust. Despite possessing a rare and proud matriarchal culture, the Tuareg today also face the consequences of their long-standing liberal-aimed lifestyle. It is estimated that around 100,000 Tuareg are living with sexually transmitted diseases, indicating that even the most unique cultures are not immune to the challenges of the modern world. Number 6. A place where men enjoy grooming more than women. In many parts of the world, beauty is often associated with women. However, in the arid Sahel region, Horn of Africa, this notion is completely reversed. Along the scorching land that stretches through Niger, Nigeria, and Chad, the Wadabe tribe is famous for a unique festival called Gerawal, where men take center stage to showcase their beauty and await the selection of women. Under the intense heat that can reach up to 40 degrees C, the Wadabe boys spend hours preparing for the most important moment of the year. They don colorful outfits, adorn themselves with feathers and beads, and begin to dance continuously for hours. For the Wadabe, the standards of male beauty are quite different. A man is considered attractive if he has a long, slender face, a high nose, prominent whites of the eyes, and straight white teeth. To achieve this appearance, they use yellow or red ochre to cover skin imperfections, apply charcoal to accentuate the whites of their eyes, and paint their lips a deep black to create contrast with their teeth. At the heart of the Gerawal festival is the yak dance. In this dance, the boys line up, standing on their toes to appear taller, while continuously rolling their eyes and flashing their teeth. To outsiders, these expressions may seem quite odd, but for the Wadabe, displaying the whites of the eyes and straight white teeth is a sign of good health, a strong body, and robust fertility. 3 of the most beautiful young women in the community serve as judges. They carefully observe each man, and with just a light touch on the shoulder, the chosen one has the opportunity to leave with that woman. Notably, Wadabe women hold significant power in marriage. They can choose any man they like, even if he is already married, and the husband is not allowed to object. Therefore, Wadabe men place great importance on their appearance, as they understand that maintaining a wife is just as crucial as winning over a new partner. Number 7. The Bakhtiari tribe, a life and death race in the Zagros Mountains. What could compel an entire family, including the elderly and young children, to carry all their possessions and traverse mountain ranges over 3,000 miles twice a year? For the Bakhtiari people in Iran, the answer is quite simple. They do not move out of choice. Rather, if they do not move, they cannot survive. The Bakhtiari primarily rely on herding sheep and goats. However, the natural conditions in Iran are extremely harsh. Summers in the southern plains can soar above 48 degrees C, causing the grass to wither and water sources to dry up rapidly. If they were to stay, their livestock would gradually perish from hunger and thirst. Therefore, when summer begins, the Bakhtiari are compelled to leave the lowlands and ascend to the higher mountainous regions of the Zagros Range. Here, the melting snow creates lush pastures and precious freshwater sources for their animals. Conversely, when winter arrives, these high-altitude areas become incredibly harsh. Heavy snowfall, plummeting temperatures, and many routes being completely isolated make living there nearly impossible. Consequently, the Bakhtiari must undertake the journey back south to the lower regions to escape the cold. This migratory cycle occurs annually, regardless of bad weather, treacherous terrain, or the ever-present risks. Each of their migrations typically lasts from 10 to 25 days. Throughout this journey, they carry all their belongings from livestock, tents, and household items to their children. The homes of the Bakhtiari are traditional black tents woven from goat hair. These tents are highly water-resistant, withstand wind and rain, and are particularly easy to dismantle, allowing them to quickly pack up and load onto horses or oxen to continue their journey. In Bakhtiari society, women play a crucial role. They not only directly participate in herding livestock along the treacherous mountain routes, but also engage in handicraft production. The famous Bakhtiari carpets are entirely hand-woven right in the migration camps. The patterns on these carpets reflect the history, environment, and nomadic life cycle of the community. Today, these carpets are highly valued by collectors, and the elite in Europe and North America is regarded as artistic works of significant cultural value. However, nomadic life is solely about labor and adapting to nature. Herding livestock across vast mountainous areas also comes with the risk of theft. In such situations, protecting the livestock becomes the responsibility of the men in the tribe. Many still use old rifles, which became popular during World War II as a means of defense against wild animals and human threats. Number 8. The Bedouins, the masters of desert survival. The Bedouins are one of the oldest nomadic communities living in the harsh desert regions of the Middle East and North Africa, including the Arabian Desert and the Sahara Desert. The name Bedouin comes from the Arabic word Badawiyan, which means those who live in open land. Today, the Bedouin, their most remarkable trait is their incredible ability to survive in the desert environment, where daytime temperatures can reach up to 50 degrees C, but drop below freezing at night. Bedouins are renowned worldwide for their skills in locating underground water sources amidst the vast sea of sand. By observing the color of the sand, wind direction, and subtle natural signs, they can identify where water springs lie beneath. Additionally, their ability to read footprints in the sand is astonishing. From just a faint impression, a Bedouin hunter can determine what type of animal it is, its weight, when it moved, and even whether it is healthy or injured. In Bedouin culture, hospitality is not merely a courtesy, but a mandatory way of life known as diyafa. Traditionally, any stranger has the right to seek refuge in their tents and will be treated as a distinguished guest for 3 days. During this time, the host is not allowed to inquire about the guest's identity or purpose. They are responsible for providing the best food and protecting the guest at all costs, even at the risk of their own lives. The most important ritual in hosting is the coffee culture of Gawa. The coffee is intricately brewed with spices like cardamom and served in small, handleless cups. Traditionally, guests will drink 3 cups. The first cup is for the soul, the second symbolizes protection, and the third is for friendship. Once they have had enough, guests will gently shake their cup to signal to the host. For the Bedouins, the most valuable asset and a symbol of a man's status is the camel, an animal they revere as the ship of the desert. Camels provide milk, meat, and leather, and are the only means of transport capable of traversing long distances across hot sand. Additionally, Bedouins are famous for their art of falconry. These birds are trained to hunt agile prey such as rabbits or quails. The Saluki dog, an ancient hunting breed known for its exceptional speed, is also raised and valued as a family member to assist in desert hunts. Today, although many Bedouins have moved into modern cities like Dubai or Riyadh, they often return to the desert on weekends, driving powerful SUVs to camp and maintain their connection to traditional lifestyles. Number 9. The flesh eaters at the end of the world. While most of us live in an era of fast food and microwaves, the Nenets tribe on the Yamal Peninsula in Siberia, Russia, continues to exist in ways that astonish many. To adapt to the cold that can drop to -50°C, they drink fresh reindeer blood and eat raw meat as an essential part of their daily life. In the indigenous language, Yamal means the end of the world. And when you set foot in this frozen land, you will quickly realize that the name accurately reflects the harsh reality here. Winter in Yamal lasts for many months, with temperatures frequently reaching -50°C. Snow covers everything, and the ground beneath is permanently frozen. Boom. When the brief summer arrives, the melting ice turns the ground into a muddy and damp terrain. This creates conditions for mosquitoes and insects to proliferate in dense numbers, leaving people with almost no moments of respite. It is this extreme environment that has kept the Nenets living in near total isolation from the modern world. In their nomadic camps, amenities such as electricity, clean water, or roads are virtually non-existent. Small generators are only used in truly necessary situations, such as charging satellite phones or recording devices. Aside from these instances, the Nenets' way of life continues to follow traditional practices with little reliance on modern technology. Like many other nomadic communities in the polar regions, the entire life of the Nenets revolves around their reindeer herds. These animals serve both as a means of transportation and as their primary food source. In addition to meat, reindeer blood plays a particularly important role in their diet. In a land where vegetables are nearly non-existent, reindeer blood becomes a vital source of vitamin C and iron, helping to prevent scurvy and keep their bodies warm from within. However, slaughtering is never done casually. Each reindeer that is killed is accompanied by rituals of gratitude, reflecting respect for nature. Additionally, the Nenets fish beneath the thick ice. The fish is often left to freeze naturally and eaten raw like a popsicle. The reason they consume it raw is that in such harsh climatic conditions, overcooking can destroy many essential nutrients that their bodies need to survive. Notably, despite being part of Russian territory for centuries, the Nenets are still regarded as one of the most difficult communities to assimilate. They preserve their own language, customs, and value systems. Many possess full Russian citizenship, yet have never lived in a city or integrated into modern society throughout their lives. Number 10. The Merfolk tribe, the last of the ocean. The Bajau tribe, often referred to as the sea nomads, live scattered across the Coral Triangle region between the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. For thousands of years, they have turned their backs almost entirely on the land, choosing to dedicate their lives to the ocean, viewing the depths of the sea as both their home and their sole source of livelihood. What makes the Bajau renowned worldwide is their extraordinary free-diving ability, far exceeding typical human limits. While professional Western divers rely on oxygen tanks and modern equipment, the Bajau can hold their breath for over 13 minutes and dive to depths of more than 60 meters on a single breath. To explain this seemingly extraordinary ability, scientists from the University of Copenhagen conducted in-depth research and discovered a rare genetic adaptation. The results showed that the spleen of the bajau is, on average, about 50% larger. This organ functions as a biological oxygen reservoir. When they dive deep, the spleen contracts and releases a large amount of oxygen-rich red blood cells into the bloodstream, helping the body sustain activity in high-pressure environments. Additionally, to dive deeper without experiencing severe pain from water pressure affecting their ears, many bajau individuals intentionally perforate their eardrums. This makes them more susceptible to ear bleeding and hearing loss as they age, but it is a price they are willing to pay to continue hunting beneath the sea. The relationship between the bajau and the ocean is not only biological, but also deeply spiritual. When a child is born on a wooden lepa-lepa boat, the placenta is placed in a clay jar and released into a sacred coral reef. The bajau believe that each child has a spirit sibling in the sea, and the ocean will protect them throughout their lives. This belief leads them to spend about 60% of their lives diving underwater. Their profound connection to the sea results in a phenomenon known in medicine as land sickness. Many bajau report feeling dizzy, nauseous, and unbalanced when they have to come ashore to trade fish for supplies. For them, solid ground feels unstable, while the rising and falling waves provide a sense of safety. The homes of the bajau are wooden boats or simple stilt huts built on reefs miles away from the shore. Their lifestyle is extremely minimalist, lacking electricity, running water, and entirely devoid of internet or television. They navigate the sea by the color of the water, the movement of the wind, and the position of the stars without the need for GPS. However, the bajau's living environment faces many serious threats. Plastic pollution and climate change are devastating coral reefs, depleting their primary food sources. Additionally, due to their lack of clear nationality, the bajau are often seen as legally invisible, with limited access to education or healthcare. Today, under pressure from authorities, an increasing number of bajau are being forced to leave their boats and move ashore, signaling the end of a maritime civilization that has existed for thousands of years. After watching this entire video, have you ever wondered if you are ready to try living like a nomad? Please share your thoughts by leaving a comment saying "want" or "don't want" below, so we can discuss together. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video until the end. If you found this content helpful and it provided a new perspective, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to continue joining me on future journeys.